Hello there. In this video, I'll show you how to use a scissor jack by lifting up this genuine real-life car. We'll also, hang on, need a little bit of help from this miniature Aston Martin. Welcome to CarSpyTV. Okay, let's start by having a look at this scissor jack, and the first thing to notice is this square piece of metal right here at the top. This is where the jack physically connects to your car. Now, if we have a look down here at this end, we also have this circular piece of metal. Can you see that? And when we turn that clockwise, as I am doing now, the jack rises, there we go, which of course lifts your vehicle high into the air. And as you would expect, when you turn that circular piece of metal anti-clockwise, like that, the jack lowers, which in turn lowers your car. But you don't necessarily have to turn this circular piece of metal with your fingers. There is a handle that connects to it. The handle for this jack is over here, and it's made up of two pieces of metal. The first one here has a hook on one end, and the second piece of metal has a socket on the other end, therefore undoing wheel nuts, and I'll explain how to connect that up in a moment. First things first though, when jacking up a car, it's important to park it on flat, hard ground, as I'm doing now. A piece of level tarmac is ideal. If, in contrast, you jack it up at a steep angle because you're on a hill, or on very soft ground such as a boggy field, the car's more likely to be unstable on the jack and fall off. That's going to ruin your day. The next stage is to recognise that every car has specific jacking points, which are reinforced to take its weight. They are the only places you should jack up your car. If, in contrast, you just shove the jack anywhere and hope for the best, you're going to be in for a world of pain. You're going to bend things. Now, if you're not sure where your jacking points are, you can always have a look in the owner's manual, or indeed pop online and see what you can find out there. Now today we're going to jack up the front right hand corner of this little silver car, and the jacking point is down here. I'll give you a close-up. So what we're looking for is this metal edge that runs the length of the vehicle, and specifically we want this part here which sits between these two cutouts, and that is where the head of the jack goes, and that is the only place it goes on this edge for this front right corner. You don't want it here, you don't want it there, you just want it there. So the next stage is to grab the main part of your jack and then just with your fingers twist the metal circular piece I showed you earlier to raise it up. Not too much, but something like that is about right. Next, just slide the jack under the jacking point, like so. And then again with your fingers, just twist the metal circle slightly to raise it up onto the jacking point until it is snug. Something like that is about right. So now's the time to install the handle, and as I said earlier, this particular jack has a two-piece handle. So what we do is take the piece of the handle which has this curvy hook in the end and just pop it through there like so, and then I'll reposition the camera and show you the other end of it there. That end there has to go through that hole there in the second piece of the handle. So let's do that. There we go. And as you can see, we can now easily, with the aid of leverage, raise the jack. So we can now twist the handle clockwise to raise the car. Like so. And I wouldn't be tempted to go too quickly. Just take your time. And every now and then just have a look under here just to make sure the jack is still properly seated on the jacking point. And then just carry on until your car is high enough to do whatever you need to do. And we can see there the wheel is clearly off the ground. Now, lowering the car is even easier than raising it. All you do, as you might expect, is turn the handle anti-clockwise until it's down. Brum, 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 brum. Brum, 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 brum. Now, I don't want to nag, but just do me a favour, will you? Please, whatever you do, don't be tempted to go underneath the car when it's only supported by a scissor jack, because this thing is just not stable enough to trust to that extent. And if, for whatever reason, the car did fall off and crush you, well, you're really going to know it. So, when using one of those things, just stay to the side of the car, and that's easy enough if all you're doing is fitting the spare wheel because you've got a puncture, and really that's all a scissor jack is designed to help you do. And also, of course, don't let anyone stay in the car when you're elevating it high into the air, because that again could unsettle it. So chuck them out, force them to go and buy you a cup of coffee, and most important of all, insist they subscribe to CarSpyTV. It's also worth mentioning that scissor jacks come in many shapes and sizes, so yours may work very slightly differently to mine. For example, your handle may be made of a single piece of metal, whereas mine's made of two. The top of your jack, where it connects to the car, might look a little different as well. I wouldn't worry unnecessarily. It's likely that the broad principles of what I've shown you today still apply no matter what scissor jack you have. Anyway, if you have any questions, by all means ask me in the comments section. Can you also please do me a favour and click like on this video, and I'll see you in the... Oh, no. I think I've got a puncture. Where's that scissor jack gone?